Election workers' safety is a very personal issue for Rui Marie Lavoie, director of Baltimore County's Board of Elections.
Yes, so in 2022, one of my program managers actually received a text message threat that was directed to me with an automatic rifle laying on a bed. My county and the Homeland Security, the FBI, everybody stepped in and was wonderful, but it is real, even though it's Maryland, it is happening.
Lavoie was among those lending their support to the governor's bill creating a new misdemeanor charge in the state's election law, addressing threats against election officials and members of their immediate family.
We've seen a significant rise in threats and harassment directed against the people that conduct our elections. And I think we all feel, I know many of you are very familiar with elections, that these are people that are doing incredible work under very difficult circumstances. They're often at the precinct level volunteers. At the professional level, they're people who commit themselves to public service, to sustaining our democracy, despite too often low pay and very long hours.
Sarah David is deputy state prosecutor.
Currently, there's no mechanism in the election law article to protect election officials as individuals. This is in part because the election law article hasn't been updated to address modern threats to elections that come from an influx of communications on social media. This legislation would allow our office and my prosecutorial colleagues around the state to investigate specific threats to the individuals tasked with ensuring the integrity of our elections.
The governor's bill, the Protecting Election Officials Act of 2024, would cover state and local elections administrators, the members of state and local boards of elections, the employees of those state and local boards of elections, election judges, and family members including a spouse, children, and parents. Under the bill, a threat can be made orally, by way of electronic communication, or in written form. Conviction of the misdemeanor could result in a sentence of up to 3 years, a fine of up to $2,500, or both. According to the National Conference of State Legislatures, 14 states have enacted similar laws protecting election officials and poll workers since 2020. Rui Marie Lavoie told members of the Judiciary Committee that the legislation would send a message that Maryland stands firmly against intimidation and violence and for maintaining the integrity of elections.
It's imperative that we establish strong legal repercussions to protect those who serve our democracy from any form of intimidation or harm. It's also a step in safeguarding our election officials and our families.
There was no testimony opposing the bill at the hearing. I'm Sue Copen for State Circle.